everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can see from the title of this video, you can probably hear Corey and the lighting is too bright. As you can see from the title of this video, this is going to be a little get ready with me. I already did my hair. It's clipped up like the little side bangs and I try to do something fun on top. I don't know how much you can see. I actually was trying to kind of create my wedding day hair. You hear sounds in the background Corey's doing the dishes. For my wedding hair, I actually had like a, why is this picture so fuzzy? Yeah. Like a hair piece on top, but it was like, probably just gonna have to insert a picture. But yeah, it was like kind of curly, so I try to do that with my actual hair. I haven't filmed a get ready with me video in a long time, so I'm gonna try to actually like get ready while I'm talking instead of just talking and pausing. But I have this basket filled with all my makeup because I'm actually in the kitchen instead of upstairs in the bathroom, because I thought the lighting would be better. Plus I can sit down because your girl's getting very pregnant and not wanting to stand for very long. I hope the sound is not terrible. I feel like it probably is. Oh, I need to make it worse. This is not super complicated makeup. Like, I'm not gonna do full face of foundation because I just don't really love foundation. I would say I probably wear foundation like 2 to 3 times a year maximum. And Jude is just watching me. She's like, what is going on here? But yeah, I'm just gonna do something light but still something fun and special. So let's take off these eye masks first off.
This is the worst part.
It is.
Washing big pants.
Yes. So the first thing I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna use these little eye drops from Lumify. These are very nice just to like brighten up your eyes a little bit. My eyes actually are looking quite bright and white, but something I noticed after having Jude and like being around a baby for basically 24/7, babies' eyes, like the whites of their eyes are so bright because they're like fresh to this world. So I said, I want the whites of my eyes to be bright. So yeah, I just like using this when I'm getting ready, just add a little brightness. Next thing I'm doing is adding from Fenty Beauty, the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. I like to use this, even though I'm not doing foundation, I'm gonna do a skin tint. So I still wanna put this all over my face. I did already do my skincare. The last step of the skincare was the little eye mask I had on, so that's fine. And I have from Laneige, their lip sleeping mask, and I actually have the limited edition pumpkin spice. Yeah, pumpkin spice. I don't know if you can get this right now. I got it during the fall, but I also have the vanilla, and then I have their berry as well. Both of those are great, so if you can't get this one, I'd recommend either of those. I don't only use it at night. I actually primarily use it during the day. Like, I keep one just in my car because my lips, while pregnant, have really been an issue. Been very, very chapped. Anyway, next thing I'm gonna use from Fenty Beauty is their Ease Drop, and this is pretty much their skin tint. I use the shade 20, and when the same thing with what I've noticed with ooh, it's 6:48, okay. With Fenty's foundation is when you first put it on, I get it everywhere. When you first put it on, you're gonna be like, that is not my skin tone. But once you rub it in, oh man, I'm getting this stuff everywhere. Once you rub it in, it oxidizes and gets a lot closer to your skin tone. I use my hands for most of my makeup. I find it just, I think it blends better, and I actually think it's better for my skin because I don't keep up with washing my brushes and bacteria grows in your brushes. So yeah, I'm gonna just rub this in. I will be back. I'm back. Okay, so you can see I don't blend onto my neck. I know I should, but I don't because I don't want it to get all over whatever I'm wearing. But yeah, it's still a little bit lighter than my skin tone. It's still like oxidizing, but I love the skin tint. One, you can build upon it. So if you like more coverage, I would say you can probably get up to like medium, maybe medium high coverage on this, depending on your skin type. I would say like right now I did more like light to like slightly medium, and then sometimes I'll use this and literally just do one squirt and just like to quickly even my skin tone. Baby boy has actually blessed me this pregnancy, and I have not really had, do I want to contour? Not really. I have not really had acne on my face. With Jude, I don't have acne prone skin. Like, I'll get like a spot here and there, but with Jude, she really did something on my skin. So I have like a lot of acne scars from when I was pregnant with her. And then I also just have like, again, when I get a spot on my face, unfortunately I cannot help myself and I pick at it. I've actually been doing a lot better, but yeah, usually I pick at it and then I have hyperpigmentation. So that is the main thing that I usually, I'm just setting up my phone so I can see my face. That's the main thing I deal with skin wise. So the skin tint is just nice to kind of like make my skin all one color. So I just use this Milk makeup concealer, and I like to let my concealer set a little bit. While I'm doing that, I'm just gonna do my eyebrows real quick. I'm just looking over at my phone to brush them up with just a little spoolie. And then I'm gonna go in with, from Milk, the Fiber Brow. And I just always start in the middle and add some definition. I need to go like this, sorry. And then kind of brush out the rest. I have very sparse eyebrows. That's another thing. Babies be coming out with thick eyebrows. And I'm like, interesting. Like Jude has such nice eyebrows, has had such nice eyebrows since she was born. And I'm like, I'm not sure where you got those from. But they were not from me because my eyebrows are very sparse. I also don't do anything to my eyebrows. I think I've gotten them tweezed probably like 2 or 3 times in my life, and both of those times were my mom doing them. And then I'm gonna go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and that's just to set them. But anyway, I think I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I'm getting ready for a little date night with Corey, obviously. Not sure. I mean, I guess like if I go out with my friends, I would call it like a date with friends too, but we have actually not gone out on like a date, just the 2 of us without Jude. Or I think for Corey's birthday, yeah, for Corey's birthday, we went out with some of my friends to talk golf and like all hung out. But as far as just me and Corey, I'm gonna go ahead and blend the concealer now just with my finger. We have not gone out alone without Jude since Jude's been born. And she will be 18 months in, today's the, what's the date? Today's the 8th. So she'll be 18 months in 4 days, which is crazy. But yeah, so now that she's sleeping through the night, and she's been sleeping through the night for a while, and we kept saying like, oh, like we'll go on a date night, but we just never did. But now that baby boy's gonna be coming in a little over 2 months, we're like, you know what, we have to do it. So what we are doing is putting Jude to sleep, which is what Corey's doing right now, like getting her in her PJs, doing her night routine so I can get ready. And then once she's sleeping, we're gonna go out, and we have a babysitter coming to basically just like sit downstairs and just make sure nothing happens. I am personally, and I think I've said this in another video, I'm not comfortable. Do I wanna do eyeliner? Yeah, I'll do eyeliner. I'm just going in with eyeliner from Sephora, just their darkest shade, black, I think it's just what it's called. Oh, I have to do the eyeliner off camera, I'm sorry. I am personally not comfortable with anyone other than my mom and sister watching Jude while she is awake, and even that I've only done twice since Jude's been born. It's something that I want to get better at, and I know it's actually something I wrote in my, at the beginning of the year, I always write down like my New Year's resolutions, but they're more so write them down as like manifestations. Like I'll write like, I'm a better mother when I take time away from myself, or take time away from Jude and baby boy, because I knew I was pregnant at the time. And it's something I definitely want to get better at, taking time away from them. Something that I do with Jude is most weeks I go to Pilates at night. I'm using this highlighter from, shoot, I don't remember the brand. Oh, About Face in the Sun Truck. Usually once a week at night, I will go to Pilates, and those nights I miss like Jude's nighttime routine. And Corey says when I miss it, because usually when I'm upstairs, I can't like, I can, but it's not comfortable anymore. We need to like be bending down, giving Jude a bath, so I wait in our bedroom. And Corey says when I'm gone, she comes in and she's like, mama, mama, like looking for me. And that's so sad, but also cute that she like yeah, is looking for me. I do that most weeks, but I'm basically done with that as well because I'm now, by the time this video goes up, ooh, she used too much highlight. We just blend it away. Just blend it away. I'll be close to 30 weeks in. I do reformer Pilates, I do solid core, and if you've never done it, it is just, it's intense. I started doing it last May, so that's why I was comfortable continuing while pregnant. They usually recommend that whatever you're doing before you're pregnant, you can continue as normal, as long as your doctor approves and you don't have any like other health issues. So I continued that. I was very proud of myself. I didn't go this week and I might be done. I might try and go. I'm gonna use some blush from Ilia in the Fine Romance color. But yeah, I might try and go one more time. But I'm definitely reaching my end. And it's sad, but I'm also really proud of myself because with Jude, I actually didn't really work out. I probably did like a little bit of light weights and then like I would do like prenatal yoga and go on some walks. But for the most part, she was resting. So it's been nice this pregnancy with baby boy to be kind of keeping up my workout routine much less. When I'm not pregnant, I'm working out like 5 to 6 times a week. I like that. I'm gonna add a little bit more blush. It's good for my sanity personally. I saw this TikTok that was saying like work out to like play with your kids as they get older, work out to show them like that this is how you be healthy. And I fully agree. Basically my point is, we haven't gone out by ourselves. And so it's very nice, especially now that baby boy's coming. And that's what I was talking about, that I just am quite protective of Jude, and as I think I should be. I think a lot of times people are like, oh, you're so protective of your children, and then like when something happens, they're like, why were you protecting them? So you can't please everyone. You have to do what feels right to you. I know that I'm also in a very fortunate situation where I am a stay-at-home mom and I don't have to leave Jude with someone. If I was working, obviously I would have no choice but to put her in daycare. But honestly, if I was working, I'd be begging my mom to retire and like have us pay her, like just like pay for her mortgage and like enough for her to continue to live and watch Jude. Like I would have worked something out, like maybe me and her both work part-time and we watch Jude, because I just don't think I have it within me. Like people that have to take their 3-month-old, 6-month-old to daycare, like I just truly do not think I have it within me to do that. And so I'm very happy it worked out. I remember probably within like a month or two of meeting Corey, I told him, I'm talking also a little quieter because now Jude's upstairs falling asleep. I told him, oh, sorry, using mascara from Rare Beauty, I warned you that I haven't filmed to Get Ready With Me in a while. So I'm sorry if it's all messed up. I told him that like I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I made it very clear, very upfront about it. I didn't want any secrets. We knew pretty quickly into our relationship that like we were pretty serious. It wasn't my plan to be. The funny thing is that I like desperately wanted a boyfriend throughout college, throughout high school, but like I had some boyfriends in high school, but throughout college, and I desperately wanted to be with someone, and it definitely came from me applying like literally 500 layers of mascara. I'm trying not to like go like that when I apply mascara, because I've noticed, you see when I'm like this, you can see some little lines. We don't want that. So I've been trying to not do that. If anything, I'll go like this so that I can get in there still. Wanting to be with someone like desperately definitely came from a place of low confidence. And I know this is definitely relatable for a lot of women. It's like one boy is mean to you and it just like sets you off. Like, I don't know what it is. Because I look back at some of the men that were just not nice to me. I'm just like, let me put it out there. I don't believe any guy should be mean to a woman. No one should be mean to anyone, but really a man should just, I truly believe should never be mean to a woman. I think that like they should be so grateful. People might disagree with me, but actually if you look at studies, often married men are actually happier than married women, as opposed to like single women. Usually single women are happier because someone's not gonna like me saying this, I think women add a lot to men's life than the opposite way. Obviously, it should be more equal, but I just truly believe, yeah, if a man is being mean to you, out. So yeah, I look back and I'm just like, why was I letting these men be so mean to me for no reason? And I know it came from a place of not having the confidence. So my point being, when I met Corey, was basically, if you don't know, we met about a month before I was graduating college and leaving Pittsburgh. When I met him, I was like entering my confidence era. I wasn't actually like looking for a boyfriend at that time. It was more, I was hoping, like, obviously I was leaving. So like I was wanting to keep things, I was thinking it would be more casual. I was just like ready to be within myself, but it didn't work out that way and I'm happy it didn't. But it just so, I always think it's so interesting because and I've told Corey this, like if I hadn't met him, I would probably still be single now, because as I've gotten older, I've gotten so much even like pickier with men. Not to say Corey's not great or anything, but like if a woman does something, I'm kind of like I'm like, oh. But like if a man does something, like if a man says something, I'm even like, I'm not feeling it. Like I just don't even, like I just can't even humor it. Like I'm just not interested. Oh, I put a little bit more of the Laneige on, and now I'm using from NYX, what's this called? Why do I not remember what it's called? A lip liner, but I put it all over my lip. And it's in this teddy color, so it's basically brown. And I'm just doing this so that the lip gloss I put on is not as red. Actually, before the lip gloss, I'm also gonna put on from Semi Haze, the Dune Super Slick. I am just like more on guard with men, if I'm being honest. And so if I hadn't met Corey, what is going on? If I hadn't met Corey, I think it would be very likely that I'd still be single at this point, because like I wouldn't be as like desperate. I don't know how to phrase this because it sounds like it sounds like I'm trying to say I settled with Corey. I absolutely did not. As I was saying, like I went into it not thinking it was going to be serious, but it ended up being very serious very quickly, and I'm happy about that. But at the same time, as I've gotten older, I've become definitely more like feminist, more like anti-patriarchy, very much. So the way I was, something I'm realizing is that the older I get, the more I am retreating to kind of how I was when I was younger. When I was younger, I was like a little kid. I was very confident, very outspoken. And like one story that always makes me laugh, I had an aunt that she kept like saying my butt was big, blah, blah, blah. And one day I was just like, you know what? Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but you have a big butt too. And if you don't know, I can show you a mirror. Like just like bold. She was bold. And as I grew up, that definitely went away from me. I noticed that it was easier to get along with people if you're quieter, if you're more just like agreeable. I basically became a people pleaser, and that very confident, bold side of me went away. And the very much like girl power, just like I'm gonna do what I have to do, I don't really care what other people think, went away. And while I was pregnant with Jude, and as like I think it's a combination of things, going to therapy, knowing I was having a daughter, growing up, getting more confident, I just got to the point that I was just like, you know what, actually little Nicole was a lot better of a personality than I am now. And I kind of retreated back to that personality. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm going to set my boundaries. If people are not okay with it, that is their problem, not mine. Obviously I'm not like rude, like you don't have to be rude about it, but just like I'm in my anti-people pleasing era, okay? The last thing I'm gonna do is from Fenty Beauty. I'm using their, I can't remember what it's called. Gloss, Blonde, something, whatever. And does it have the color in here? Sorry, it doesn't have the color, but it's this like very bright red color, and that's why I use the brown lip liner, because I don't want it to be super red. So I'm just gonna actually mostly apply it to the middle of my lips, rub it together. That looks good. I wish I had setting spray, but it's upstairs. This is the final look. I'm not sure how much you can see. This dress is from Amazon. It's like a midi. These Bottega dupe earrings from Anthropologie. This Bottega dupe bag. And these shoes that I love, but I feel like I'm gonna regret because of the heel. And I'm very pregnant. I'll probably film a few clips in the restaurant.
Aslan Power.
All the resumes I
Only have to eat here 3.
You don't need, maybe it's for a whole table and everyone gets one. You think it should be even?
Maybe 4.
Corey is in this place getting us, they're like, I guess we won't walk there. These people were about to walk and then they saw me filming. Getting some ice cream as a little dessert. You can hear a car in the background. We took this car in because it has been making noises and we finally took it in and it's still making noises. But I think my last vlog I actually filmed in this area and they have a sweet green now. I'm not sure if it's open. It looks like it's about to open soon, but I love sweet green and this place is like 7 minutes away from our house, so very exciting. I can get some sweet green, power to Sephora. Very fun, very fun. Oh, the reason I pulled out my camera, zoomed in. The reason I pulled out my camera is because, as I said, we came out and we have just like a babysitter sitting downstairs, and so she texted Corey and she was like, Jude has been yelling mom for the last minute, like should I go upstairs? And I was like, that's so sad, like literally heartbreaking, but also weird because one, she doesn't really say mom, she calls me mama, or like she'll say like mom. And then also the monitor didn't go off, so like the monitor we have, if she's crying or even like talking at a certain level, it'll send us a notification. And I was just like, she must be so loud for the babysitter to hear like through the upstairs to downstairs. It's like very weird. And then I realized, I was like, no, it's definitely Shiloh, because Shiloh, like every night, I don't know why, she'll just start going like meow, like the strangest meow. And so our babysitter's sitting there just hearing Shiloh go like meow. And she's thinking it's Jude, which is so funny because she probably feels like silly now thinking about it. And she texts back, she's like, oh really, it sounds like mom. And like I can definitely hear how she could think it was mom, but literally my heart was breaking when she said that. I was like, we have to go home immediately. Like if Jude is saying mom in her sleep, which she never does, if anything, when she wakes up she cries. And then also she would probably ask for Corey before me because she likes Corey more than me right now. But she just sitting there and Shiloh was like, mom. She thinks it's Jude. So funny. Corey and I were cracking up in the hospital. I'm scared. Is that a premonition? In the restaurant about it.